Meanwhile, overseas, New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern is calling social media a global problem after Friday's deadly mosque shootings were live streamed on Facebook. Earlier today, Ardern ramped up her criticism of the companies.
As I say, it's our view that it should not be distributed, available, able to be viewed. It is horrendous. And while they've given us those assurances, ultimately the responsibility does sit with them.
In an address before New Zealand's parliament, Ardern also said social media platforms, quote, cannot be a case of all profit, no responsibility.
A Facebook executive says the live stream of the shooting was viewed 4,000 times total before it was removed. The first user report didn't actually come for 29 minutes after the video started. Facebook also confirmed that a user on the site 8chan posted a link to a copy of the video on a file-sharing site before it was reported. Now, Izzy Lupowski joins us now. She's a CBS News contributor and also a senior writer for Wired. Thank you for joining us, Izzy. We read your article yesterday. We're seeing Jacinda Ardern put pressure on social media companies with her criticism, but what tangible steps can her government actually do?
Well, governments around the world are asking themselves this question right now. You see, in the European Commission, there's been a consideration that perhaps these companies need to be fined. They floated some legislation that would say if you have any extremist content up on your platform for more than an hour, we're going to fine you. This is scaring tech companies a lot across the world. In the United States, particularly Republicans are hammering on this idea that tech platforms need to be treated like the publishers of this content and not just neutral platforms, which gives them certain legal protections. So there are a number of things from fines to sort of redefining these platforms. People are treading pretty carefully because obviously there are unknowable ramifications for changing the laws that pertain to the internet as they stand today. But at the same time, we see the damage that's being done. And so regulators are really struggling to catch up with this.
So the Prime Minister there in New Zealand cited the UK and Prime Minister Theresa May as being at the forefront of cracking down on social media platforms. What is the UK doing? Germany is another example. What are those countries doing that other countries should take from, including maybe even here in the United States?
So the UK has been working for some time now on drafting a proposal to address what they're calling the range of online harms. So you can think of that as cyberbullying, you can think of that as self-harm, but also extremism like we saw in this video. So we're waiting for this white paper to come out from Parliament that will lay out sort of the proposal for what that will look like in the UK. In Germany, the country obviously has a much stricter approach to hate speech than we do here in the United States, where the First Amendment exists. And so they have issued a crackdown now for years on hate speech on these platforms that tech companies are having to catch up with. So, you know, Facebook has and Google and their lobbyists, the Internet Association, have opened up a headquarters in London because they want to be at the forefront of these discussions, because they know that things are changing really fast in the UK and they want to help shape those changes.
So we mentioned your article, your most recent article in Wired, where you touched on the difficulties that these, platforms are having when it comes to managing video that is not supposed to be uploaded to their platform as per their guidelines. But Facebook, mentioned that that video of the shooting was already uploaded to 4chan even before they could get it off of Facebook. So it became a runaway train very, very quickly. And you talked about sort of the algorithms that are being used, and there are humans watching this video, but it just occurred to us when we were discussing this yesterday that there's just so many people on the platform on Facebook. There's so many videos being uploaded. Is this something that really Facebook will never really be able to manage?
It seems like it's heading in that direction, right? So Facebook has thousands of moderators around the world, as does Google, YouTube. They also have tons of automation technology that's trained to spot things like extremist content. It's trained to spot gore. It's trained to spot child pornography, but they're always encountering something new, and that's especially true when they're encountering live video. So what happened here in New Zealand is, this man puts his live video out, 200 people watched it in real time. It's unclear why none of them reported it to Facebook's moderators. That's typically the first step. That's their first line of defense with moderating live videos, which obviously you can't look at beforehand because you don't know what's going to come next. And nobody reported it until the video was already over. over, and obviously the damage had been done. And by that time, as you said, this video had been uploaded to a file sharing site, shared on 8chan, where there's a whole lot of people who have nothing better to do than spread this around the internet. And so this seed that was planted on Facebook just sort of propagated across the internet, and you saw it pop up on YouTube and Reddit and Twitter. And the challenge is even the technology that they have to spot, say, graphic violence, people know how to evade that by now. So you might use your smartphone to take a video of the video playing on your laptop. That looks different to YouTube and Facebook's algorithms than the original video. At this point, these companies say that they have now found about 800 pieces of media that they have hashed. That means they give it a special signature, and they share that among the tech companies so that if it pops up again on any of those companies, it would be automatically rejected.
Man, I mean, I can't see moving forward without this problem coming up over and over again. It's not like this is new.
No.
They addressed this years ago already and said that they would figure things out, and they haven't. We'll see how it goes. Izzy Lepowski, thank you very much. I know, a slap on the wrist, indeed.